We got a field request for copies of everything we have on destroyers.
We could fill 2 crates with scrolls detailing their diet and habitat alone.
What should I do?
Our field scholars require our assistance. You'd best get to work.
Oh! Oh, what? What do we need to know? Well, I was the first to wake up. So, neener, Gray and Vanessa. Okay. What was I working on yesterday? Search for the sanguinary blade. Meet Sieran at the ruins north of Mist Riven Gorge. Wait, there's a hero point. It says below. What does that mean? That was just a commune? Okay. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Stupid, stupid Ocarina of Time remake. Got me jonesin'. Tell you what, I had never thought about buying a Switch 2. It just wasn't on my agenda, and I'll be damned if Nintendo's marketing ploy didn't work. Because I'm looking at that Ocarina of Time remake going, fuck me. I think we can go here and just go north. There's also a hero point up here. Can I go out and go north? Pile of greasy fermented meat. Did it put it in my inventory? Mystery meat. Tasty. Oh, there is a teleporter just north. Schedule of games I'm going to be playing is posted at the top of the YouTube page at the start of every single month. So if you want to know what I'm playing, make sure to get over to YouTube. Check that stickied pinned video. Panoramic. Oh, that was too high. Nice, Napier, lurking while working. something. Oh, hang on. Juvenile Arctudus. Would love to get a juvenile raven. Alpine stalker. I love how crafting or harvesting cannot be interrupted. At least I've never been interrupted while doing it. Into the instance, bad blood. Yeah, I would have to look up where. I had to look up where I could get the juvenile panther I found too. Meet Shannon at the ruins of Misthaven Gorge.
Look at this place. It must be tremendously old. Centuries even.
Older than that. The Dwarven civilization lasted for more than 2,000 years, and this might be one of their first structures. It's so sad that the dwarves all turned to stone and went to fight the dragons. Sad, but brave.
The Dredge brought the sword here to find a way to destroy it. We'd better hurry before they succeed.
You're absolutely right. First, we have to cross that windy bridge. I can use my magic to fly, but you'll have to foot it. Those flags and the torches flutter when the wind rises, so watch them carefully. Use the walls for cover. Keep your footing, go as fast as you can, and don't worry, it'll be cherry. Here we go.
What's up, Lou? Something about the wind.
Watch the flags and use the walls for cover. That wind is fierce.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh, you gotta be shitting me. I'm just gonna fall off and die. There's, no. Big fat no.
Someone help me!
I may have to switch to mouse and keyboard for that. That is not gonna happen on the way that it controls with a controller. I don't see me making that. All right, hang on. Let's switch out of action mode. Oh, you gotta be fucking shitting me.
Someone help
There was a
me.
fucking ledge right there at the end. Why would I give a shit, Hack Fraud Sousa? I'm playing single player. Why do I care if the world feels alive? What do you mean by world feels alive? It's a single player game. Like, why do I care about what does it feel like in terms of... I'm here to play a game, have fun, complete quest lines. What is it? What does that have to do with feeling alive? Genuinely confused when people make that statement. 'Cause I tell you what it means 99% of the time.
Well, what about all the other players? It's supposed to be an MMO. What's the population like?
I don't care. I'm here to play for me. Jesus Christ, Bubbles, that sucks. Good old US of A. Denver, Colorado. Well, I will definitely provide you with dulcet tones. And then reach out at some point later today about scheduling some Conan.
Why would anyone want to live underground? If you ask me, both dwarves and Asura have some serious issues. I know these symbols from my priory training. This is the tomb of Dagnar's Stonepate of the Stone Summit Dwarves. Dagnar killed a human prince named Rurik, destroying the peace between the kingdoms of Kryta and Ascalon. That apparition must be the ghost of Dagnar's Drake Mount. I don't think it's noticed us. Ignore it and find a way to get up to that ledge. You never learned that trick. Huh. Well, looks like you'll have to climb. I think I see a path to the top. I'll mark it for you. Follow the trail of sparks.
Well, I gotta figure out how to climb this, so follow the trail of sparks. Anyway, there is a greater conversation to be had regarding I probably shouldn't talk about it while I'm trying to do this, because otherwise I'm going to end up failing miserably and falling. Population in live service games hasn't mattered in 15
I can try and
years.
open a portal for you. This might explode. You did great! I knew you could do it.
I'm going to expand upon that in a minute, because that's a great YouTube video. But I want to get past...
Whoever that Norn was,
We've
he's
got all
supposed
this
to
like
cut
background
bridge.
noise and stuff.
They took the sword too. Nobody passed us on the way in, so they must still be in here. Maybe down this hallway. Let's go.
Hey, there's spike traps, guys. And my pet is attacking the trap. Stupid trap! How dare you try to kill me? Oh!
We heal as one.
Tomb raiders, as opposed to tomb researchers. We're the good guys, they're the bad guys. Get 'em.
Defeat the Tomb Raiders.
Intruders! Protect the dragon's blood sword!
Ah, they're invulnerable.
Made Jormag's strength new. Destroy them! I will escape with the blade! I feel incredible strength coursing through my veins! Praise Jormag!
We heal as one.
Ow. Where's my pet? 1 and 2.
Need more endurance. We heal as one.
She is finally doing it. My pet isn't. There it is.
Stig Frostbeard. I've heard of him. He's a son of Svanir. They're dragon cultists, and Stig is a mean one. If he's got the sword, it'll be nothing but trouble.
Did you see what happened when the blade cut his friend? It turned that Norn into a monster.
I saw. That looked like dragon corruption to me. I guess the sanguinary blade really is made of dragon's blood. Gix was right. That's bad news for us, too. That sword will corrupt anyone that holds onto it for too long. Before we retrieve it for the Derman Priory, we'd better find a way to protect ourselves from the corruption.
What about the sword's original scabbard? The dwarves must have made it strong enough to contain the blade.
True. But how do we find that scabbard? It might be easier to create something of our own, using Priory knowledge. Give it a rumble in your brain, and let me know when you've made a choice.
Rumble tumble. I think all of the Star Wars: Old Republic storylines, all the origin stories are worth running. It's like 250 hours of content.
Greetings.
All of it original, fully voiced. Smuggler is the best. Longbow, not as good as the longbow I've got. Ooh, there's an XP boost. Alright, before I use the XP boost though, I want to expound upon that conversation for a minute. Which I didn't want to do while I was in there, because there was too much going on. By the way, that is a phenomenal backdrop. Does population matter in MMOs? No. And it hasn't for decades. That's the short version. Long version is going to be this video, which we're about to embark upon, which we're recording live. So for those of you who are watching this while we're live, this is sparked by a conversation that, because somebody came in a few minutes ago and made a comment along the lines of, you know, does the world feel alive? Does Guild Wars 2 feel alive? Because you have a lot of people who will make comments about older MMOs, like this, or Elder Scrolls Online, or Lord of the Rings Online, or Star Wars: Old Republic, or any of these older games. By the way, an event just popped on top of us. And they will make comments about how these are dead games, and you shouldn't play these games because they're old, and it's dead, and there's no point, and you should play modern games, and this, that, or the other game is better. Let me get away from all this, because that's going to be mildly annoying if we're in the middle of an event while I'm trying to have a conversation. The reality is that population hasn't mattered in MMOs for a very long time, because MMOs are no longer about forced grouping, and they haven't been about forced grouping for decades, since all these games went free to play and became essentially live service games that have a single player storyline with optional group-based content. That Destiny 2 has nothing to do with that. You don't know what you're talking about if you think that Destiny 2 is getting shut down because of that. That's a whole nother discussion topic of worms, which we could dive into at a future date. Nothing to do with this. Back in the day, when we all started playing MMOs, those of us who were old enough to have grown up with this as an industry, games were forced grouping, and they got away with it because there was nothing else to do. There were no other games. There was no Steam platform. We didn't have the PlayStation 1, the Xbox 360. We didn't have every single handheld known to man. We didn't have Netflix, Hulu, HBO Plus. We didn't have all of that. We had like 5 games. Here's Guild Wars 1, here's EverQuest 1, here's Asheron's Call, here's like blah. The old days of requiring people to group up together hasn't been a thing for a very long time. So when someone asks a question like, does the game feel alive? Is the population necessary to play a game? The answer is no. Because these games these days, and for decades they've been designed this way, they are designed so that you can jump in and jump out. Play when you want, play single player, have the total agency. A great educational moment for a lot of people would be to, for example, go back and watch the recent developer streams that they are doing and the Q&A they are doing around Guild Wars 3 and what the developers are talking about. They want you to be able to jump in. They specifically say, you want to play other games? Go play other games. We don't want you to feel like you have to be married to our game. Jump in, jump out, play when you want. There's no subscription fee. There's no forced group content. Jump in, jump out, go do other things, watch your TV shows, go on trips, play all the expansions of other games, play all the single player games, your Switch 2 games, your Nintendo games, your PlayStation games, your Xbox games, and come back when you're ready. So the design aspect of MMOs has been about the single player experience for a very long time now. It's been decades. And it always puzzles me when you have someone who pops up talking about how, an MMO is dead, there's no one playing the game. And the reality is, no game is dead if there's still, even if there's only one person playing it, it's not a dead game. That's just fact. Now, whether or not a company can afford to continue to run servers for a game is another question entirely. That's more of a question of development costs and design decisions as opposed to just population of a game. But the reality is, I can play a game like this. I can play Star Wars: The Republic. I can play World of Warcraft. I can play EverQuest 2. I can play Lord of the Rings Online. I can play EverQuest 1 even. They've given me Mercenaries. I can play Guild Wars 1. I can play, you name me an MMO, and I can go play that game single player, solo, and it has been designed to be played single player solo for years and 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 years. Now, all the raid content and the dungeon content, like I just did the video for Guild Wars 2 yesterday on can you play this game solo? And I do that for every MMO we play because there's always people who ask, can I play this game solo? The answer is always yes, because every MMO out there that exists is designed to be played solo with optional group-based content. That's just smart business. You make a game designed to be played by the individual who can jump in and jump out and play as they want, and then you give them optional group-based activities to do. So that if they want to go out there and do the flashpoints, the dungeons, the raids, the etc., they can go do that. What's up, Studman? Good morning. So the only time population matters is for the people who, because there's been a couple of people in chat who have said, I like to play single player, but I want to see people around me, right? I want to see other people playing. There are people who have that mentality where they want to have other people around to feel like the game is a living world. But the reality is, unless you're grouping up with those people and doing activities with those randos on a daily basis, those people don't matter. They literally mean as little as the NPCs that you ignore when you run through the city and go sell your shit or drop shit off at the bank. Because I guarantee you, you're not stopping to talk to the 250 NPCs between the waypoint that you fast travel to and the bank where you're going to deposit your items. You're not stopping to talk to those 250 NPCs. You're not waving at them. You're not bidding them good day, madame. You're not talking to them and interacting with them and emoting with them. You're running by and they are just set dressing. So what's the difference between 250 NPCs and 250 other players running around? Absolutely zero. I challenge anyone out there who claims that they want other people running around them for the world to feel alive to actually interact with those. I challenge you. Show me a video of you hailing every single NPC that you talk to. Show me you literally chasing after every single player that you see running around on a screen, trying to hail them, trying to interact with them, trying to trade with them, trying to invite them to a group. I challenge you to do that, because most people don't give a shit about all the other little pixels running around on a screen. They're worried about, what are my daily objectives? I'm on a quest. I'm going to drop things off at the bank. So there's no difference in the 250 NPCs running around and player characters running around. You don't know the difference. And I challenge anyone who claims that there is a difference to actually go out there and interact with all those other people, because most people don't care. Most people are just there to do their objectives, and they don't really care about the other people. Now, being in a guild is a different thing, and there are people who crave that sort of social interaction. Guilds still exist in all of these games. They are independent of and not necessarily, they're not mandatory for progression through games. They're there as a social construct for the people who enjoy having that social construct. But they haven't been mandatory for decades. I think the last game I can think that I played where you needed other people to progress the actual story of the game was EverQuest 2, around the time of the Kunark expansion, or maybe the launch. No, I'll tell you what, it was the launch of Star Wars: Old Republic in 2011. Feelings have nothing to do with it, Blue Velvet. That's what and if I'm not conveying that yet, we're gonna change that up a little bit and convey that a little bit better. Feelings don't matter. We're not talking about feelings. We're talking about game design. So how you feel, again, I just explained that. You want to feel like there's other people around you. What's the difference between 250 NPCs that you never talk to and 250 player characters that you never talk to? Because I guarantee you the 250 people in town, they're not in your guild. They're not in your group. So explain to me in chat why it's different. Tell me the difference between the NPCs that you never interact with and the player characters that you never interact with. Because the feelings don't matter. Game design is what we're discussing here. When Star Wars: Old Republic launched, it was 2011. Different time. We're talking 15 years ago. And the content in Star Wars: Old Republic, if you remember that very first flashpoint you had to do when you got out of the starter area and you were on your way to Coruscant, it required you to sit on the station and wait for a group to do the flashpoint before you could get to Coruscant. It was mandatory group, forced grouping. You could not progress to Coruscant unless you ran a flashpoint with 3 other players. Mandatory. That hasn't been that way in decades because they quickly realized that no one wants to sit there waiting for other players. They want to be able to quickly get to Coruscant and continue their main story objectives. You can look at a game like Dune Awakening, which recently launched and tried to have a deep desert that required grouping and other players, and you quickly notice that Dune Awakening got rid of all of the forced grouping. They got rid of all of the group interaction. They shifted to a separate PvE environment, and more importantly, the upcoming updates to Dune Awakening that are coming out in September of this year when it launches on consoles offer players a brand new single player mode, and they completely got rid of all of the group-based content. It is now entirely single player designed with optional group-based activity you can do with your friends. Why? Because the forced grouping content didn't work. No one has time for that. No one wants to play that way. The vast majority of people who play games want to have complete agency. They want total agency of their character, which means they want to be able to run around, jump in, jump out, play their game, do their quests, group up when they want to and they have time to, but not be forced to do it. I have yet to see that person respond in chat about what the difference is between NPCs and player characters, by the way. Just as an FYI. Correct, Jody. There's no difference. There's no difference between NPCs and player characters. If you're someone who, like, if you're not interacting with all of those people, like running up to each one of them and trying to give them flowers and emote at them and hail them, how's your day? How's your dog? What are you doing? You want to group up? If you're not doing that, then the NPCs are no different than static player characters, because you're not. Do you know them? Do you see their usernames? Are you interacting with them? Like, there is no difference from a game development standpoint. So the reason all of these games have been designed with single players in mind now is because that's what makes money. Selling copies of games to as many single players as possible to push copies. Most of these games don't have subscriptions anymore. I think Final Fantasy XIV and World of Warcraft are the only one with subscriptions anymore. And even those games, both of those games are heavily designed around the single-player storyline with optional group-based activity. No, you're not. You're putting your own interpretation, and you avoided the question, Blue Velvet. So either answer the question that I posed to you, or get the fuck out of my chat. You don't get to tell me what my rant is about. You're interpreting my words in a way that I am not talking about. I asked you a question. I said, tell me the difference between player characters running around on a screen that you never interact with and NPCs. That's the question I asked you. Don't move the goalpost. Don't change it around. Don't tell me what my rant is about. Because you're literally saying, your rant is actually this. No, it's not. I'm the one who dictates what the discussion is. I'm the one who dictates what the theme is. You misinterpreting my commentary is not my problem. That's a you problem. So answer the question I posed to you. What is the difference between NPCs that you don't care about and player characters that you don't care about? Give me the answer to why player characters matter so much when you're not going to interact with them at all, because you never interact with the NPCs. Stedman says that was the whole selling point of Fallout 76 when it first came out. We were all meant to be the NPCs, and it didn't work, right? So they revamped Fallout 76 to have NPCs. Because the reality is most players don't give a fuck about other people. Bubbleoni had a good thing. Don't show me their names. Most player names are so unimmersive. Dribrom says, why not buy a single player game when you want to play alone? A better question to ask would be, why bother? Why bother playing video games at all? If you want to play alone, I could just go carve sticks. The reality is, all of these games have been designed to be played by anybody, whether you want to play single player or multiplayer. So I might want to play an MMO because I think it looks cool or it has a cool story. So the fact that it's been designed to be played by anyone is the selling point of the game. There hasn't been a group-based game in terms of forced grouping. Like I said, I think Star Wars: The Old Republic was the last game that tried to do forced grouping. Dune Awakening tried to have some elements of forced grouping in the deep desert, and it failed so miserably that they got rid of it. The statistics and data have shown with the progression of MMOs that forced grouping doesn't work, which is why even the biggest MMO of all time, World of Warcraft, has optional raid content. That's why they introduce follower dungeons, so that you can get NPCs to go with you and go run the dungeons. so that you can complete the raids in story mode to complete the story, and then go do group content on the weekends when you have time to group up with your friends. So, does population matter in terms of playing a game? No. Does population matter in terms of completing the content of a game? No. Does population matter in terms of keeping a game alive? That's another discussion, which is separate from this discussion. Because if a game has been designed to be played by many, many, many people, and there aren't that many people playing the game, there is a difference in design decisions between a game that has been designed to just sell a bunch of copies and be played by anyone, aka Guild Wars 2, because there's no monthly subscription, and a game that was designed around a monthly subscription, which fails. So, the illusion of population, as we can see from like Fallout 76 as an example, in terms of a world feeling alive, I'm catching up on chat here. Correct. The optional the dungeons in Guild Wars 2 are optional. Just like they are optional in Star Wars: The Republic, just like they are optional in Lord of the Rings Online, just like they are optional in World of Warcraft, just like they were optional in EverQuest 2. All of these games have optional dungeons. You still never answered my question, Blue Velvet. You've completely avoided it now. Anyway. Population in an MMO, does it feel alive? The reality is, any game can feel alive. Because the NPCs are there to make it feel alive. And an MMO no MMO has been designed around group-based content in decades. So the idea of, I have to have people to play with is, no, that hasn't been a thing since the early 2000s. They've all been designed with the single-player agency at heart. Strength booster. There's a separate discussion in there about game design, though, which we can do at a different point in time. Why would this be on console? Have they announced that Guild Wars 2 is on console? Bubble says, when I think of aliveness, I think of day-night cycles, stumbling upon events already in progress, nothing to do with other people. Yeah, Bubbles, I think that using this game as an example, Fallout 76 is another good example. Matter of fact, I would point to Fallout 76 as the prime example because if you look at where Fallout 76 has been putting all of its energy the past few years, it's on events, right? Like the Incursions is a thing that was just being promoted at the Xbox Game Showcase for Fallout 76. And the reason that Fallout 76 has been primarily focused on, and if you watch their comments regarding, because you'll get people on social media who will ask, well, when is the next content drop happening? And the responses are generally along the lines of, well, there's already hundreds of hours of content in Fallout 76. We have found that our community resonates most with these events. And Fallout 76 is a great example of why a living world is more about creating lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of events for players to participate in, as opposed to creating content that requires other people to do. So even though, and Guild Wars 2 does this as well, they have all of the events, which I think there was one that we stumbled across when we were at the very beginning of this video. there was an event taking place in, which you can do solo, and then they scale based on how many other people are participating in. But like Fallout 76, having such a focus on events is because that's what keeps people continually feeling like the game is alive, the world is evolving. It keeps them coming back and logging in and always having things to do, because it's not just about having a static number of quests. It's about all of these events that they put into place, which give new rewards, more ways for players to engage in the world around them, and it is very much a living, breathing world that evolves around them. Are there other people that participate in those events? Absolutely. Do some people play in guilds? Absolutely. Are those events designed around multiplayer content? No. The Fallout 76 content is designed to be jumped into and played by any person at any time, regardless of their time commitment and regardless of their level. You could just jump in and do that content. If population matters and group content mattered, you would see Fallout 76 putting a level restriction in place and telling people this requires 25 people to do. You can't do it with less than 25. You're required to be in a guild. You're required to do this. You have to log in and schedule your time and be hardcore about it. Blah, blah, blah. No. It's quick, easy. Jump in, jump out, play when you want. Has nothing to do with group-based activities. It has to do with creating a living world. And that has nothing to do with population. That's just stuff and events. I'm thirsty after that. I'm gonna have to go get some more coffee. Okay. Back in a moment. Grace says Final Fantasy XIV has run into that problem recently with one of their newest zones. To do the raid at the end requires 40 people on the map to queue up before you can actually go in. Yeah. Buchero says, watched your Conan Beginner's Guide yesterday. Loved it. Well, thank you very much. I'm supposed to schedule some more Conan Exiles with Babylonia this week. I did not join the session last night because it had to get shifted because of vet emergencies. Cats are always more important than humans, by the way. So I'll have to get caught up on things. I think the perfect example of that, Babylonia, is look at any of the old school MMOs that have been like the indie old school MMOs that have been trying to get themselves released for the last 15 years. Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, Camelot Unchained, more recently Monsters and Memories. Look at how many people give a shit about those games. It's like the amount of people playing their early accesses is like 500 700 people max. No one cares about that type of content. Not in terms of like millions of players. It is a very small, very niche community of people who want group-based content and want everything to be forced grouping, and they want hardcore death penalties and XP loss and full body loot drops, and you know what I mean? Like, they want to do corpse runs and all that shit. It is an extremely small niche community of a few hundred people that play. I mean, at max, it's, I mean, you could look at whenever a progression server, but see, that's not, the progression servers aren't like that though. I would say look at Project 1999. Anytime they've done a new server, where they launch a new server in Project 1999, there's like 3,000 people max that join. Our guild is not available to the public. Yeah, we do have a guild, but it's oh, that's Assassin who asked. I know who Assassin is. You've been a long time subscriber, so you need to, yeah, get over to Discord and do all that stuff, and then hit me up in game. Anyway, for those asking, the guild is not available to just anybody, but if you are a long-term community member who I know, yes, but it's not available to like randos in chat. But we know who Assassin is, so yes. Feel free to hit me up, Assassin.
Ready to bash some holograms? Go! Find the holo devices and get ready to bash!
But yeah, Assassin, just DM me in game or hit me up. DM me in Discord or hit me up in game. Send me a message in game and I'll get you an invite. Well, I mean, like, so, where did that go? Dribbomb says, I want forced grouping. I don't have the time, but I wish I could. I do miss the... I'll say this one more thing, and then I need to get back to adventuring in the game because I got to clear content. Yeah, you have to be you have to be an only Rens fanatic to join the guild. What I will say I miss about the forced grouping days is when I was...
The fight commences now!
That's so fucking annoying. The camaraderie after doing something really difficult together. Right? That aspect of overcoming a group challenge together is very rewarding on an emotional level. Absolutely. But I will also say I had a very successful run of being a guild leader and a raid leader in the early 2000s, doing EverQuest 1, Vanguard Saga of Heroes, EverQuest 2, Lord of the Rings Online. There was a good 7-year run. We had a good core of like 32 people. We only lost 2 people in 7 years. That was it. It was the same 30 people for 7 years that played together. We were all of us in our early 20s. There were some people who were older than that, but it was a very good group of people. I have not replicated that since then. And I will say that when we went back, because we just did World of Warcraft recently as a guild, Bubblelonia was there for this. I will never do it again. Trying to coordinate people for raiding in World of Warcraft, and this is where Dribbrom's comment comes into play, unless you have the time to go hardcore and everyone is treating it seriously, unless everyone is on the same page and hardcore no lifer we're going all in on forced grouping and we're going to do the mythical raids, and you have to be sweaty to do mythical. You have to be sweaty to do mythical raids. Unless everyone is able and willing to do that, it's not, and that carries with it. It's like if you've ever participated in sports, you're there to win, and there is a level of toxicity to that not everyone can handle. There's going to be trash talking. There's going to be high adrenaline, high testosterone, high emotions. There's going to be cursing. There's going to be people yelling at each other. It's a high stress, high reward environment. But people have to be able to treat it seriously. And what I found from going back trying to do raiding again for the first time in years and doing World of Warcraft, trying to raid casually like once or twice a week was a fucking shit show, because there was like, you would show up to the raid and there was like 5 of us who would take it seriously, and the rest of it was a bunch of people who never went and watched the videos on raid strategies. They didn't have their pots ready. They're watching their kids. They're watching a TV show. They're not paying attention to fucking group chat. They're not paying attention to raid instructions. They're fucking dying to the fire every single time because they're not dodging. And then every fucking raid, you explain the fight. You go into the fight. And every fucking raid, some dipshit in chat, what am I supposed to be doing on this step? What am I supposed to be doing here? What am I supposed to be doing? No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Because no one pays attention.
An excellent display of combat.
No one takes it seriously.
Happy dragon bashing, everyone.
I don't waste my time anymore. Because unless it's, yeah, like Studman says, it's the only way you can do raids is if everyone is doing it. Like, you're in it to win it. You know? But you have to have the time to do it, correct? Like, you have to know life it. And the reality is like, most people want to play 20 other games. Alright, I gotta pay attention now. I'm supposed to be doing quests. We're going, I'm assuming, up through here. Nope, I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, my PTSD, right, Bubbles? I do miss the camaraderie that goes along with completing something. And I remember in EverQuest 2 and Vanguard Saga of Heroes specifically, they used to do like world announcements when your guild got a world first. They would do world announcements. So there would be this huge announcement that would go up, and they would do like, there was achievement lists, and so your name would get put on a list. Your guild did a world first. That was a thing to flex about back when those were the only games we were playing. That doesn't mean shit these days. There's 5,000 games that launched every 6 months. Like, none of that shit matters anymore.
You can never learn enough.
We're not really doing, I mean, other people may do stuff together as Assassin. I probably won't be doing much group content at all, if any. My really only objective here is to do story content and just clear the story and see cool cutscenes. But there may be some group content that happens from time to time.
This place is creepy. Why are we here again?
That statue of Grenth has been leaking magic. I couldn't think of anything else that matches the power of the sanguinary blade. We'll take some shavings from the statue. If we can build a containment vessel to hold those safely, it should be able to suppress the sword. First, the fragments. Then we hurry to the Priory and work on a vessel. Ready? What? You're not scared, are you? It's just a spooky tunnel that's collapsing.
Yeah, some people like Vanessa are doing stuff every day, group-based stuff, Assassins. You'll definitely want to hook up with her. I am the last person you want to talk to about group content, because I'm only here for me, myself, and I. I am going to eventually spin up a guild hall and do a bunch of other stuff, so we'll get all that stuff going eventually.
This place is amazing. I wonder what it was for. That was interesting.
I'm not even trying to do an outfit. This is just whatever I've gotten requesting.
Let's do this then.
But thank you for the comment on my completely random attire. I will say the hat is pretty cool. Other than it forces you to have a mask on, which is kind of weird. It's a cool ass statue.
Just what we needed. One giant statue of Grenth. Hold a moment while I collect some shavings. For an incredibly spooky hidden path with a giant statue of a god of death, this was surprisingly pleasant. There, I've got what we need. Let's head back.
Oh, I got punted. I'm on the wrong pet.
Come here.
Come on, Smoke. Let's go. How dare that spotted leopard be out? I need my little black kitty cat. Assist as you test the scabbard at the Durman Priory. Okay, so we actually need to go back. Clipper says, I just started my first playthrough of the game and I love it. Welcome aboard. Oh, can I go back down in there and get that? There's a hero point down there. God, that portal has a huge sound. But yeah, that's just, yeah, the PTSD from the World of Warcraft thing is hilarious. Because we were trying to be super casual about it too, and it doesn't matter because even the super casual, like, if you're doing normal level raids, it still requires a level of commitment, and people were not capable of committing. It was a shit show. Every week we'd show up and there would be half a dozen people who took the time to get everything ready, watched all the raid strategies, had their game hat on, and those were the officers, by the way, and then the other 25 players in the raid, there would always be people every week who didn't watch any of the raid strategy videos, they didn't log in and prepare anything. It's just like, it's not possible. You can't do things casually like that. Like, you still have to treat things seriously even if it's casual. And ultimately, that's why all of us moved on and went to go do other things and said, this just isn't worth it. Alright, there is a hero point over here somewhere. You fuckers. Woo! Somebody just shot fire at me. Okay. Oh, there's also a panorama. Oh!
We heal as one. We heal as one.
That hurt! Oh, the panorama's up top. Well, never mind. I can just eat out of here. I think one of the coolest things. By the way, this is an ongoing conversation because I know because Dribrom's commentary has me thinking about this. One of the things that I think Star Wars: Old Republic did really well in the early days of the game, and they got rid of it, which I wish they never would have gotten rid of it. But Star Wars: Old Republic used to have they called it I think it was called the social system, and when you would go to a flashpoint with other players, you would earn points for the conversations. So every time there was a cutscene with a conversation and there would be options to choose, and you and your teammates would vote on which one of the options would get used to make the decision in the dialogue, right? And you would earn social points for participating in those activities. And then they had special vendors throughout the world where you could spend those social points and you could rank up. There was a social leveling system. So I just to this day I don't know why they got rid of that system. Other than I think they realized nobody was participating anymore. And so it's like, well, what's the point of having this system that's dragging our back end down? We could get rid of it because everyone's playing single player. But that system was something that I felt did a very good job of inspiring people to want to go do stuff together above and beyond loot. Because better loot is like, that's the only thing that anyone has ever been able to figure out as a solution to offer to people to want to do group-based content. Here's better loot. You can get the best loot in the game by doing things with other people. But I think that the social system was really cool because it was like, it didn't matter if you were hardcore or casual, you could go do this group-based content, even if it was just with a friend, and you would earn these social points. So you could even do all of the content in the base world with a friend and be earning social points while you were doing these quests. And then you would find these vendors where there was like special cosmetic gear, special gear for your companions. It was a really, like Bubble said, it was a really fun idea. It's one of those things I really wished would have stayed in the game, because I love Star Wars: Old Republic, but that's one of those things that I do think is missing from the game now, is that social system that they had in place at once upon a time.
I borrowed some artifacts from the Priory Vault and rigged this together. It looks totally cherry. I'm sure it'll work fine.
It looks cherry?
Actually, Siren, it looks horribly dangerous. Won't someone notice those things went missing?
Oh, honestly, these have been gathering dust in the vault for years. Nobody wants them, so who'll care? I got a Jadeite rune of holding, then modified it and wove the whole thing onto a shadow shard. Now, All the enchantments are merged. When the sanguinary blade is put into the shadow shard, it'll technically be off this plane of existence. The sword won't be able to corrupt anything. But, there's one problem. I need to tune the enchantments to work together instead of tearing themselves apart, or it could collapse the mountain.
Wait, what? Collapsed? Siren!
No. It'll work, I promise. While I'm doing that, though, things could get exciting, so keep your weapon out.
Things could get
The
exciting.
things you call exciting are what most people would call reckless endangerment.
Oh, come on, novice, cheer up. The worst that could happen is that we're lost forever in shadow, but more likely we'll just have to mop up some shades. Here goes.
Sherry
I'll let you know
is
when
such
the
a
containment field is
90s,
ready to
like,
activate.
I don't know, I haven't heard that. It's so Sherry. I haven't heard that phrase in a long time.
The magical leakage seems to be coming from... Siren. Novice. What are you two doing? Give me that thing. I'll stop this. This thing is so cross-enchanted, it could power a spurious logic golem.
But the theorems all made sense.
Exactly. You can't apply sense with technology. You two, defend me while I desensify this mess.
Let's do this then.
We heal as one. Success. The shades are gone and the containment field seems to be working.
I should have known the magical transfluctuation was your doing, Siren. Inexcusable. What is this patchwork drivel you've created? You put by the alchemy. Brilliant. Insane, but absolutely ingenious. You think like an Asura, you womp-leaved lunatic, but you don't take proper precautions. If I hadn't come along when I did...
I'm sorry, Steward Gix. We needed to contain the sword, and nobody wanted this stuff.
If this wasn't such an innovative creation, I'd toss you out on your twigs. As it is, you're both on probation. No argument. Priory anarchists have scried Stieg Frostbeard's location. He's hiding in an encampment near Black Barrel's mill. Get out of here, and take this mad contraption with you. If you foul this up, I'll throw you to the termites, you pernicious petal brain.
This is my favorite part of Guild Wars 2 so far. Like, I revel in the cutscenes and the voice acting, and I have been told that it gets even better as you get into the newer content. I'm still in the base game stuff, so there's still a lot of, like, I have to go do random shit on the world map in between the cutscenes, in between, like, the story moments. But I'm really looking forward to getting deeper and deeper into story stuff.
Look at my talent grow.
Look at my talent grow. Well, that's not the only thing that's growing. Oh, that is a nice new. Although, I don't care about condition damage so much, do I? Nah. New hat? Not a new hat. I forgot I have an XP pot. There it is. Let's burn that XP pot.
Threshold achieved.
Okay. Do 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 do. And now I've got that cherry cherry lady in my song in my head because of that stupid cherry comment. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm not spending any points yet. Okay. Oh, that's way down there.
Imps and elementals run rampant over Highthorn Passage. Something in the mountains seems to call to them, something that speaks to their elemental nature. My research partner, Suki, maintains a lab east of Rock Lair. I'm sure she could use some help wrangling the beasties, if you're up for it.
Beasties. That reminds me of the Beastie song by Jethro Tull. Beastie.
The Derman Priory has run into trouble in the Molotage digs.
If you hit the cog gear in your inventory, you can combine bags for a solid inventory.
Between dwarves and destroyers, but Dredge are attacking the excavators. As the researchers progress, the destroyers themselves have started appearing.
Hide back. Ha! Brilliant. Thank you. That's awesome. Perfect. Cool tip. Alpine Stalker. I need to keep my eye out for, like, cool pets. Do 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 do. That is a nice transition right here. So we're going from a snowy... This reminds me of, what is it, Loch Modan, or whatever it is in World of Warcraft, when you leave, like, that starting area in World of Warcraft with the dwarves, and then you get into, like, the snowy... Where it's from snow to green. I don't remember. Loch Modan, I think, is the one that has, like, the dam and everything in it. Anyway, you go from the snowy starting zone to the lush green. Hang on, there's a teleporter over here somewhere I'm trying to go find.
Phew! Pirates from Greybeard's Landing and jets from Earth are always threatening Kuluku Quaggins. Quaggins. Will you help Quaggins?
The evolution of a Murloc. What is a homestead? Future's homestead.
The residents of Vangier's Stead have been driven from their worm hunting grounds by Jotun. They are desperate for help.
How desperate? Desperate enough to pay me lots of money to help? Hey, we made it. Oh, that's a cool piece of art. I hear my granny's up. It's early, and I did not get a morning hug. I think Christina probably waylaid her.
Hello there, Norn. We're here from the Dermond Priory, and your friend Stieg has something that belongs to us.
We're just here for Frostbeard. Bring us the sword he carries, and we won't hurt you.
Pathetic little bookworms. Stieg Frostbeard is mighty. He will attack Lion's Arch, and we will show you all Dragon's power. Stieg's blood sword is a holy relic of the dragon, Jormag. The dragon blesses Stieg for his faithful service. He will lead us to victory.
It's not too late. Please, think about what you're doing. The dragon may give you power, but in exchange, he's made you slaves.
Abandoned dragon in his time of triumph? Why would we do that?
Lion's Arch is filled with innocent people. You can't do this.
They aren't listening, Novice. Time to switch to Plan B. Go get them!
Plan B, kill 'em all.
Why won't you just give us the sword? Is power worth so much pain?
We heal as one.
Dragon's blood blade cannot be defeated. I will destroy him. He's lost his mind. The sword will turn us all into monsters.
Oh, he's attacking his own people.
By the tree. No more polite discussion, Novice. It's time to kick some sod.
I.e., get wrecked, fucker!
I was not worthy of Jormag's sword.
Well done, Novice. The sanguinary blade is ours, and Lion's Arch is safe from Stieg Frostbeard.
It's hard to believe that Stieg was willing to see all his Norn friends die just to keep the power of the sanguinary blade.
That's not hard for me to believe at all, Novice. It's typical of the idiots who serve Elder Dragons. The dragons are a blight. They don't care about anything but their hunger. Their followers are just bad. Even if we find a way to save the world from the dragons, I sometimes wonder if we'll ever find a way to save us from ourselves. When Gix told me I was going to be mentoring a new novice, I thought it would be an incredibly boring task. But you know what? I really like you. You're willing to try new things, and you've got a good head on your shoulders.
Thanks, Siren. I have to admit, this has been a lot of fun.
Oh!
Sherry, come on.
Good morning.
Let's get the sword back to Gix.
How
After
are you?
that, we'll work on saving the world.
Everything good? ¿Todo bien? Estoy haciendo los dos, trabajando y jugando. Ajá. Porque ese es mi trabajo. ¿Tomaste su café? ¿Abrazaste los gatos? Los niños no pueden tomar café. Así es la respuesta correcta. ¿Tomaste su pan? ¿Cookies? Cookies. Con Cristina. Ahí está la Blanca. Durmiendo. Profundo. Y no pedorreando como usted. Pedorreando anoche. Sí. ¿Escuchaste la lluvia anoche? Había una tormenta muy, muy fuerte. Esas son las casas. Y aquí estamos, mire, yo tengo un gato en el videojuego también. Aquí es mi gato. Es un pantera. Ujú. No como ella. Nunca llega cuando estoy hablando con ella. Ujú. Pura dormir. Es porque ella tenía una vida muy difícil antes porque estaba viviendo en la calle. Y nosotros rescatamos hace 2 años. Casi 3 años. Sí. Ujú. Sí. Tienen manchas de color. Naranja y... ¿Qué es el otro color? Naranja y qué? ¿Cómo es el otro color? Sí. Y sus orejas también. Por otros gatos de la calle. Ese es negro, mamá. Negro y naranja. Son los 2 colores de ella. Blanca, naranja y negro. Son las manchas. ¿Qué colores tiene su perrito Sam? Azul. No, esa es tu camisa. Azul. ¿Qué color es esto? Así es como las manchas de la gata. ¿Y qué color es esta? Este es blanco. Ujú. ¿Y esos shorts? Son la misma de su camisa. ¿Qué color? Azul. Ujú. ¿En inglés? Blue. Así es. Muy bien. Ajá. Your shirt is blue also. Good job. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't find out about the hide bag things until somebody said it earlier. That's great to like combine. You can do that in Lord of the Rings Online as well, which I really appreciate. I'm not on any expansions. I'm still in the base game, Broomba. We just started like... I think this is stream 6. I think. So, we are early in the adventure.
At last, the sanguinary blade. I shudder to think of the damage it would have wrought without your aid. You've both done well. Consider yourselves off probation. Further, novice, I hereby promote you to the rank of explorer, with all the rights and privileges, etc., etc. I'd like you to continue your partnership with Siren. Perhaps you can keep this deciduous do-gooder out of trouble?
Thank you, Steward Gix. I'd be happy to collaborate with Siren. We work well together.
Poor Gix. You're just jealous that you're stuck in here being leadery and responsible while we're having all the fun.
Yes, yes. I'm sure that's exactly what it is. Be that as it may, I must rely on you two for another project. Your next endeavor is a research assignment involving one of the lesser races of Tyria. Do try not to teach them bad habits, Siren. Explorer, get a briefing from Siren, and choose which species you'd like to study. Now, go.
Okay. I don't know what any of these are. Rodent scavengers, good-hearted but light-fingered. Let's do the Hylic. Oh, definitely taking those boots. Oh, I get all three in.
It was nothing.
Scale coats, Wonderlo boots. Nice. Oh, what is this? Second specialization slot. You may now equip 2 core specializations. What does that mean? Oh shit, so... any of the specializations... oh, well, I saved up a whole bunch of points. I would need to choose one of these. Alright, we'll handle that in a minute. Okay. Well, shit. Marksmanship is gonna be... I never use my elite skill. I need to bind that somewhere. The Sylvan Hound, I've never used it. Nope. Wilderness survival. Recover endurance. Mud. Regen. Spit at your foe. Hawk to! Alright.
Didn't we perform a full diagnostic just last week?
Beast skills grant regeneration around the ranger. That's kind of cool.
No, I mean, of course. We should proceed immediately.
I think I'm gonna go with nature magic. This right here, regeneration of nearby allies when you use a healing skill. Does this count as a healing skill? I'm sure it does. Boons to nearby allies. Grants them when you use a Warhorn skill, which I never use. I very rarely ever switch. Man, some of these sound really good, but I don't feel like they're going to be that useful because I hardly ever use things like the Warhorn. Man, I hate to say it, but marksmanship is probably going to be where I spend the most of where I'm going to end up spending all my secondary points. Because I'm not playing a group-based game, so I don't really... A lot of these are like for your allies and stuff, and it sounds cool, but it's like... A lot of this is like switching pets. I never switch my pet. I never, ever, ever switch my pet. I never use the Warhorn skills. Switch pets. Dodging removes a condition. Heal yourself if you remove a condition this way. Cool. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go marksmanship. I would need to start using point-blank shot more often if that's the case. Alright, fuck it. Good thing I had all those points banked. What's up, Gyard? Thanks for the resub over on Twitch. What is up? Weaken at nearby enemies. Gain might when you strike a foe based on their health percent. Do I ever use Signet of Stone? No, but it would use it. Considering I use a longbow primarily, that sounds really cool. I also need to bind point-blank shot. So I need to go out here. Number 4, I need to put 2 here. Okay, now I should also do D-pad down and have that be 0, because that'll be my elite skill. Actually, you know what? That'll be fine for now. Yeah, that's okay. Let me check things here. So, up is heal.
We heal as one.
Down is that. shot gives me a boon. Okay. Groovy. Oh, did I get to the point where I got a level up sub now? The next personal story might be level 50. Ah, it is. I actually got to level up a little bit this morning. What is this thing? A new featured item? I don't think I care about featured items. But promotions? Is there anything free?
Didn't we perform a full diagnostic just last week?
Can you filter for free items?
More than usual. No, I mean, of course. We should proceed immediately.
Yeah, none of that means anything to me. Alright. Keep saving points. And we need to start leveling up. This area looked kind of cool when I was down here, so maybe we just do this. Come here! Come on, let's just squirt this dude. Trash collector.
Just a little further. We're almost there. I feel furious! Here we go. Now, keep them off while I'm incanting, okay?
Copy that. Oh, why did I get punted?
Swift and steady.
Help me! The incantation is complete. Get back!
¿Qué pasa, mamá? ¿Cómo? Dime. Ok. Ah, estás practicando sus vocales. A, E, I, O, U. ¿Sí? Felicidades. ¿Estás dibujando también o Cristina está dibujando? Estás haciéndolo hoy. Ok. Ok. Tienes... Estás buscando vacaciones. Vacaciones empiezan en 1 o 2 semanas. 2 semanas más. Ajá. Sí. Pues en vacaciones tenemos que hacer cosas porque vamos a estudiar inglés en los fines de semana. Pero también podemos ir a Palenque tal vez, pasearnos. Si quieres ir a Villa. Tenemos que ver si hay un zoológico, un circo. ¿Dónde vi un mono pequeñito? Ah, en la casa allá en la esquina. Estas personas tienen un mono pequeño, ¿verdad? En una soga. Es un mascot. Sí. No. Sí, cuando no tienes escuela un día, pregunta a Cristina porque podemos caminar por la propiedad en el bosque, porque allá hay una familia de monos que viven en los arbolitos. Está aquí conmigo. Estamos platicando de vacaciones y caminando por la propiedad del bosque para ver la familia de monos. Sí. ¿Cómo? Ahorita no podemos ir por la lluvia. Pero otra mañana podemos ir. Sí. Así es. Trabajando, jugando. En esta orden. All right. Let's see here. We completed that, but there's a POI up there that I can grab. Uh-huh. Chris is yelling at her now. She's like, stop going in the office. He's trying to work.
Thank you. That was surprisingly
that's
helpful.
funny. All right. Hang on, there's a POI right up here somewhere. Oh, there's like a... Oh, I found this the other day. I couldn't get to it. Oh, you're gonna fucking push me off. There's totally a POI over here. Alrighty, how to get to it. Fuck it. Oh, I got it anyway.
Might and glory.
I feel furious!
Sweet and steady.
Take that, might and glory!
Okay. Let's see here. We finished that. We finished that.
Get ready for the hologram stampede. Ready? Go! Find the holo devices and get ready to bash.
Oh, I'm in combat. Okay. Okay, where can we go next? We can head
The
down.
fight commences now.
Let's head down in that direction, just due south essentially. Oops, I need to go this direction and then curve south if it's possible. Yeah, should be able to get us down there.
Round 3. Go!
Battle Jotun and hunt icebergs. Oh, I got fucking.
We heal as one. I feel furious! Had enough? Ah, it was nothing.
What an excellent display of combat. Happy dragon bashing, everyone.
Oh, I just got a whole bunch of rewards. What's up, Allie?
This is the only proper course. Now I shall break you.
Man, this is all level 80 stuff.
Begin destruction protocol.
Okay, what's next here? There's a POI right down there. Okay. There is a teleporter in this direction. Let's go grab that.
Demon's Maw is home to an encampment of Ettins. A group of researchers bent on experimenting on the burly beasts have set up camp nearby. The researchers are ignorant of the danger Ettins pose and will surely need your help.
Surely will need my help. Let's see if that panorama is something that is easily gotten to. I bet I just maybe go through this cave. Owl Griffin. Can I find an Owl Griffin baby? Really cool if I could, man. Oh shit, I'm on a different. Why am I on a different?
We heal as
Fucking
one.
interrupted my shit. And you interrupted my shit again.
Might and glory. I deserve an award.
I don't think that that's something that is easily gotten to. I was thinking it might have been just a cave I could go through. Am I supposed to like jump up and over? Sure as shit looks that way. Can I run up that? Totally looks like that's the way to do it. You're supposed to get up to that ledge somehow. Hell. This is a level of fuckery that I don't really have patience for. Yep. Fuck that. They have a cave troll. Greg says started playing Guild Wars 2 again last night. Took on a world boss with tons of people. It felt epic. There you go. Feelings. They're important.
Stop. You don't touch.
Hurts, doesn't it?
Stuff. You know touch.
Thank you. That was surprisingly helpful.
You not take candle.
It's all skill and a little luck.
Oh, did we finish that? We did. I am not on a potato. I'm gonna have to manually move that around, probably. It does look very good for a 15-year-old game. Yep. Now, why can't I switch it? Is there a main ring slot and an off ring slot? How do I unequip? There we go. Okay, there was a POI up there that I can go get to.
Hey, Venpa, I have a brilliant idea.
Nope, I don't think you should try a game if you think it's going to be like another game. Absolutely not. That's the answer to that question, Kells1509. I do not think you should try another game just because you like another game. Never. Games are different. This game has nothing to do with World of Warcraft Classic Vanilla. At all. Nope. You need to play games for what they offer you on an individual basis. So I can't recommend this game to you if you like classic World of Warcraft Vanilla, because this has nothing to do with that. It's not even remotely the same thing. Yeah, is that turret shooting at me? It totally is.
I feel furious!
Pirates, we're up.
Might and glory!
Ooh, he's doing like an AoE, that was...
It's all skill and a little luck.
That's finished. Going up north would lead me to another POI. Well, you're not gonna find anything remotely like that. Like, we. The better conversation to ask yourself is, what games offer me a similar experience to World of Warcraft Vanilla Classic? And the answer to that is going to be none of them, because the market moved on from what World of Warcraft Classic is many, many, many years ago. The only game offering World of Warcraft Classic Vanilla experience is World of Warcraft Classic. And if you're bored with that, you're not going to find a replacement for that, because those types of games don't exist anymore, because that's not what the market demands. The market demands single-player, fast-paced, live service games where you can solo everything with optional group content. They don't offer hardcore group-based forced grouping experiences anymore. So I think the better question would be to ask yourself what you're really looking for. We got something up ahead.
We heal as one.
And an event up here. Defeat permits to try to destroy turrets.
I'm unstoppable.
And there's an event, which I don't know what it is.
I'm petrified. Might and glory.
I guess we're accompanying.
I feel furious.
Busted, that's like asking what game will let me experience EverQuest 1 again, other than playing EverQuest 1. Exactly, Victor. I always tell people,
As captain, Quagga's first order of
Comparison is the thief of joy, because the moment you start comparing something to something else, you're never going to find that thing in another thing.
When he laughed,
Stay. Eat. Be well.
Well, if he's declared it safe, I think the only way for me to finish this is to find pirate treasure. What other game is like Guild Wars 1? None. What other game is like EverQuest 1? None. What other game is like World of Warcraft Vanilla? None. What other game is like Star Wars: The Republic Vanilla? None. What other game is like insert name of game here? None. Right, like Bubbleonia says, there's thousands of games released on Steam like every month. It's okay to not like them. Correct. I think I have to wander around here and try to find more of the treasure loot otherwise, because all the enemies are friendlies now. Oh, can I still destroy these though? Chris is yelling at her granny. She's doing something naughty. Dude, she was being incessant this morning about it. She just wanted to sit here and chat. And Chris is yelling at her like, you can't keep going in there. She just wanted to talk. She was having a great time. I was happy to hang out. But Chris is like, you gotta leave him alone. He's trying to work. That made me laugh. Alright, this one should get me. Go. What other streamers like Renfail? That's right, AFK Mark. Nobody. If you're looking for a new MMO that's not like World of Warcraft, just go try one. Pick them all. They're all fun.
Any you can find would be much appreciated.
Most of them are free to play, so you have no risk trying them out. Star Wars: The Republic, EverQuest 2, Lord of the Rings Online, Guild Wars 2, all of them. They're all free to play. Go forth. Pick your poison. Do you like science fiction? Do you like fantasy? EVE Online. So many options. There's a hero floating somewhere over here, underwater, which terrifies me. Do you have an eye patch? Quagga needs an eye patch. Oh shit, I forgot I have different
might and glory. We heal as one.
She just put something in her mouth that she's not supposed to. I hear Chris yelling. Alright, what's next here? We've kind of cleared this area.
I need dwarven artifacts. Any you can find would be much appreciated.
What is a mastery point? What? Interesting. I've never seen one of those before. suppose let's go here and just work our way north. Yeah, it's I was doing some reading, Ali, last night, and it's moving really quick. According to everybody that I've been reading online about, it's just going to depend on how much time I spend doing other things, but yeah, it's not going to be 1,000 hours for sure.
Might and glory.
Cruising along. Defeat nice imps and open. I don't have the coagulator thing, so I just have. It's not possible. Yes, I gotta go up to the heart person and like get whatever it is thing that they're offering. This is creepy looking.
Excelsior.
How can I help? Essence coagulator. So I can pick one of these things up.
Might and glory. I feel furious. I feel furious. Might and glory.
There's something wrong with that imp.
When I was reading last night, I was reading basically 40 to 50 hours of the base storyline, but that was so long ago where people were giving that estimate. I don't know. Shit, what's down here? I don't know how that applies to the current way of level.
Destroy that thing! It's ruined my research! It must be annihilated!
Surrounding infantry.
It's cause for celebration. I've rarely seen it.
Okay, we did the event, and we got the heart.
Finally, I can get back to work. That lousy, malodorous, brimstone imp has set my research back at least a week.
These are great swords. I'm also going to get talisman. I'm also anticipating that I'll be level 80 easily by the end of the week. I mean, I'm already level 50-ish. I'm almost level 50. We'll be 50 here within the next... Shit, it's already 2.5 hours in. I have not taken my break yet. I have got to start setting a timer because I am... Yeah, I'm not being very good about taking my breaks like I'm supposed to. Yeah, I was reading last night, and people are saying around 300 hours is a beeline estimate, up to double that if you are, you know, taking your time and doing side content, dungeons, everything else. So I'm anticipating several hundred hours. ¿La comida ya está? Ah, comida con salchicha. Ok, voy en un momento, mamá. Gracias. Gracias por avisarme. Ok. Voy. Lavaste sus manos y cepillaste sus dientes. Ok, listo. Ok, mamá. Voy en un momento, ok. Okay. Okay. Breakfast is ready. Oh, you fucker. Well, I've got the whole month blocked out, Allie, so, since I opted to play this instead of, Gothic Remake, I'm doing the Hearts quests because I have no choice, because I have to get to level 50 to progress the next stage of my personal quests. So far, every single time I've done the personal quest, it has gotten me to around 3 levels of the next step. So first round I was 27, second round I was 37, third round I was 47. So I've had to do about 45 minutes to an hour every session to get to the next main quest, which is not bad at all. So we are in the 45 minutes to get to the next stage of the main quest. We're gonna ding 50 here very shortly. No, that's yeah, I'm not using any level boosts. If I do a level boost, then I don't learn the character, I don't understand how all my abilities work, I lose all the sense of progression, I don't understand what weapons, or I don't understand any of that. So yeah, level boosting is not something that a new player should ever do. Now, if I'm on an alt, 100%, happy to use a level boost. But as a new player, I literally cannot use a level boost. I wouldn't have a clue what I was doing. I wouldn't understand the class. Oh, we got an event.
gave it
Oh
my all.
shit, that might have been more than that might be like a world
We
war.
heal as
And then I just was like, hey, let's go attack this. It's on the map. Oh, you're not gonna let me summon my fucking pet, are you? There we go. Oh, we got this. He doesn't have that. I just gotta avoid that thing right there. Oh! I do not know how to avoid that.
We heal as one.
Yeah, so far I
Crazy.
have not been very good at avoiding that.
I feel furious. It's all skill and a little luck.
Loot. All right, there was a POI up here. I gotta remember that breakfast was announced. If I don't go get it here in a minute, I'm gonna get yelled at by my grandniece. I'm so close to 50. I really want to get to 50 before I go grab my food. We're probably not gonna be able to do that though. There is a heart over there. There haven't... Tremin, that hasn't been a thing in decades. I don't think there's a single MMO that has that in it anymore. That was a 20-year ago thing. Kill steals. Like there haven't been kill steals in games for 20 years. Everybody gets shared credit. Yeah, you tag every game. Elder Scrolls Online, World of Warcraft, EverQuest 2, Lord of the Rings Online, Star Wars: The Republic, Guild Wars 2, like all modern MMOs have kill shares, like shared quest credit, shared kill credit. Thank God, that was one of the most horrific parts about old school MMOs. Shitty game mechanic that no one knew any better. Again, 20 years ago, mate. You're talking 15, 20 years ago. This is not a, you know, we're not playing Guild Wars 2 of 15 years ago. We're playing Guild Wars 2 of 2026. That hasn't been a thing for, again, decades. Even World of Warcraft had that decades ago. Matter of fact, I think World of Warcraft Classic still does it that way. They don't have shared credit, which is one of the reasons I don't like World of Warcraft Classic. Alright, I am not going to get to 50 before my lunch breakfast, so I'm going to take 5 to 10 here, everybody. And go get my plate of food. Allie. This is the perfect reminder. I am always live on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and TikTok, but everything in between happens on YouTube. So get over to YouTube during the break, follow along, also join the Discord. That's where everything happens in between. If you want to become a known and trusted member of our community, to come join us in when we do group-based games and community experiences, things like Dune Awakening, Elder Scrolls Online, Guild Wars 2, Conan Exiles, you have to become a known and trusted member of our community. How do you become a known and trusted member of our community? Show up every day to the stream so that we can learn to recognize who you are. Join us in the Discord. Prove that you're a normal human being and not a douchebag. Hang out. Have fun. Be a normal person. And one day you too could come join us when we do community-based things like this. We do have a Guild Wars 2 guild. We also have a Conan Exiles thing that Babylonia runs. So while I'm on break, do all the things. Follow all the places. And I'll be back in 5 to 10. Nigel in the house. Nigel says, this is true. I haven't been on very much recently. It's crazy to see how much the channel has grown. Awesome job supporting everyone. Nigel's been around a while. I remember playing Destiny 2 with Nigel. Not Destiny 2, sorry. Division 2 with Nigel, which was... Was that 2 years ago? I feel like it was around 2 years ago when we did the Division 2. I could be wrong on the timeline. Nigel's been around for a bit. Alright, I had breakfast. It was not something I could eat on stream. That's why it took me a little bit longer than I anticipated to be. I was going to go get a plate and bring it in here. Our grannies has been begging for hot dogs for like 3 days. So Chris made her hot dogs this morning, and she also toasted a baguette. So I had toasted baguette with onions and tomatoes and green chilies, and I couldn't eat it. That was too crunchy to eat on stream because that was a very crunchy baguette. But that was delicious. And now I got to check the weather because we might go walking out to the forest property this afternoon. Our niece has been asking to go to the forest property for a very long time, but we have not walked out there because it's like a, you know, it's a 30-minute walk. Not a big deal, but it's been raining every day for weeks, and so it's kind of muddy. It rained again last night, but it's supposed to be relatively mild today. It's only going to be up, well, I say relatively mild. It's going to be 92 degrees today. So we might go walking after school. I need to go tell Chris the weather. We might go see if it's too muddy. If it's too muddy, we'll come back, but she just keeps asking and asking and asking. Give me 2 seconds. Alright, so as an FYI, the afternoon stream today will probably happen a little bit later than it normally does because we are going to attempt to take a walk out to the forest property today because she's been begging us. She wants to have a Dora the Explorer adventure. She wants to get her little walking stick and she wants to go have an adventure. So we are going to... she gets out of school at 11. It'll take us an hour and a half probably to go out there and back, assuming there's not a bunch of mud. So I won't be back until maybe 1. Then I'll need to take a shower, you know. So afternoon stream will probably be middle of afternoon instead of early afternoon. And the plan is, at the moment, to do some more Witcher 3 today. But I might change my mind and come back and do more Guild Wars 2. You never know. But I do need to keep pushing my Witcher 3 character. Hang on, we got a Renfail rant that just got claimed, so I need to take a peek at that. From GZMD. Give me 2 seconds, I gotta timestamp some stuff. Renfail rant. From GZMD. Let me try to understand that topic. Gaming is a chore. Okay. Okay. Alright, let me timestamp this. 250. So, GZMD just claimed a Renfail rant over on Twitch. Sorry if this has been covered before, just relevant to me as someone who spent the last 10 years or so playing live service time sync FOMO games, or money grab games, FIFA and for me in particular. I have refound my love and enjoyment of video games. Gaming no longer feels like a chore, especially when I'm short for time. So, so this is interesting because this ties into the conversation we had earlier in chat, discussing whether or not population matters in MMOs, and we kind of had a segue in that conversation, which I said we were going to ballpark for a different video related to game design. So what GZMD was just talking about in terms of when gaming is a chore. If you look at the way games of yesteryear were designed, and we're talking 10 years ago or more, because it has been about 10 years since the industry started to shift in the direction where we currently are. If you go back to games that were designed 10, 15 years ago, you're going to find games that were designed around the concept of work, like activities in games that required you to spend enormous amounts of time, and they wanted you to make serious commitments in terms of time and group-based gameplay. That was all years ago. And the reason the industry has shifted towards the current generation, which is what he's talking about there, gaming no longer feels like a chore when I'm short for time, and I have refound my love and enjoyment for video games. It's because games have been redesigned in the last 10 years, specifically in the last 10 years, but I would argue also more intently focused in the last 5 years, to focus on players having total and complete agency over their time and characters. So you are no longer required to log in and do hours worth of work to make any sort of meaningful progression. You can now log in and make meaningful progression in short bursts of 15 to 30 minutes of time. This is also why dungeons, if you look at dungeons, going back to 20 years ago, a dungeon in EverQuest 1, World of Warcraft Classic, the original EverQuest 2, those dungeons used to be things that took, I would argue, 2 to 3 hours minimum. I remember Unrest in EverQuest 2, when Unrest first launched in that game. That took our guild, and we were a top tier guild. That instance took us 12 hours spread across, I think, 3 nights. It was 3 or 4 nights of us going in for several hours each night. It was 12 hours. So that was a dungeon that took us 12 hours, right? And raid zones used to be things that would take you multiple nights to get through. Thinking back to the Kunark days of EverQuest 2, going in and doing the dragon raids. You know, you would have this place that had 15, 20 dragons in it, and you were expected to only clear 1 wing each night. So your guild would go in with your 24 players, you would clear a wing over 3 to 4 hours, then you would stop, go away, come back next week or the next day, and do the next 3 to 4 dungeons and progress it that way. Those types of experiences don't exist anymore because no one plays that way anymore. The industry shifted because developers found out that, guess what? When we designed games that way, this was before the times of Hulu and Netflix and TV shows and social media and, you know, all of these things that we can do other than gaming. Because back in the day, we only had like 5 or 6 video games to play, and now we've got handhelds. And someone was talking earlier, you know, like there's hundreds of games that get launched on Switch every single month. We have so many different things that pull us away from only ever playing one game. And so player agency has been designed as a way to now allow you to come in and do things, and you can do it in 15 to 30 minutes and get meaningful progression. And then when you want it, if you have 3 hours of time to dedicate, you can then go off and do the big dungeons. I would look at modern World of Warcraft as an example of this, because you can solo everything at your own pace, but if you want to do mythical content, that requires coordination, strategy, and planning. So you have to then coordinate that with your friends on a Saturday night when you all know that you've got 3 hours to sit down and dedicate to being hardcore, sweaty, and doing that mythical run. But the rest of the time, you can do it in a non-sweaty way. Aeon is a perfect example of MMO work. I've not played Aeon since it launched years ago, but I do remember that being a very grindy. But that was also that was more like 20 years ago, I feel like. I don't know how long Aeon was. It's got to be 15, 20 years ago. So these days, I can look at, because I've been playing Forza Horizon 6 recently. Haven't played about a week, but right now I'm only doing seasonal stuff. And I can jump in and do an entire season in 2.5 hours. The seasons are weekly, so there's a new season every week. It takes me about 2.5 hours. I think you could probably shave it down to 2 hours if you're a better driver than I am, or if you're not chatting with chat, because I'm always hanging out chatting with people when I'm doing those. So it's 2.5 hours, and I've completed the whole season. I can think back to, playing... I know, Allie. Way to make us feel old. Thinking about the way that games used to be played, there was no way you were completing a season's worth of content in a single session, let alone a single week. Like, a season was something that was meant to be done over a month, 2 months, 3 months. And now we have seasons that are literally weekly, weekly things. But they've designed it in such a way, like, if you don't have 2.5 hours to sit down, that's fine. You can log in and play 15, 30 minutes, make meaningful progression throughout the week, and still get your seasonal stuff done in a game like Forza Horizon. And that's why modern games are so successful compared to their counterparts. You look at games of yesteryear, EverQuest 1, for all of its hoo-ha and first big MMO along with Ultima Online, it never had more than like 1 million players-ish in terms of peak. You look at games today, like the thought of a game like, say, I think Red Dead Redemption 2 just crossed 85 million. I think it became the 3rd highest, if I'm not mistaken. There was a news article like a week ago. Red Dead Redemption 2 had crossed like the 85 million copies sold mark, I believe is what it was, making it, I believe, the 3rd highest game of all time. And no group-based hardcore time sync game is ever going to get close to that, ever. Why? Because the 99% of gamers are made up of people who are casual, people who have 15 to 30 minutes to play, and they want to play single-player experiences where they have complete total player agency, and they can log on and make meaningful progress in a game without it being a second job or a chore. We were talking earlier about why you can't do World of Warcraft casual raiding in a casual nature, because even in order to raid casually in like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy XIV as examples, you must make a minimum time commitment to doing chore-like activities in the game. You must log in, craft pots, create the gear that you need to have to go through the dungeon. You need to do a minimum amount of daily and or weekly activities in order to maintain a certain standard or a certain level to be able to participate in that group-based content. That does not represent 99% of gamers. That represents the 1% of elite no-lifers who have no kids, no jobs, no other responsibilities, no significant others. They don't watch television shows. They don't read books. All they do is game. That is 1%, if that, of the total gamers of the world, which is why the vast amount of copies of video games that are sold every year are of single-player games, not group-based games, because that's where player agency is aligned with single-player games. So, yeah, the industry has shifted for the better. Because if you look at gaming 25, 30 years ago, there was only a few million people around the world who played video games. Now there are billions of people playing video games around the world, and the data continues to show that the most popular way of gaming is in short chunks where people are not required to have an online life and do weekly or daily chores in order to maintain progress, but they can log in when they have spare time in between their day jobs, in between their life commitments, in between their spousal commitments, in between their family commitments, and they can hop on and make meaningful progress in 15 to 30-minute chunks. And that is a great way to do it. And then if you can play more than that, go play more than that and have fun while you are doing so. I just started. I've barely cleared any of the map. Well, there's no... Dominating the map doesn't matter in a PvE game. It doesn't matter if someone progresses more quickly than you if it's a PvE environment. Now, if it's a PvP game, and it's only a PvP game, then the progression of other players matters, but that doesn't matter in the vast majority of games because PvE is the way that most games are played. I can't think of any games that are PvP these days. Reactivate cameras. Not like to let me cast.
We heal as one.
Steam parts. Also, why does it matter how much of the map I've cleared? I never understand people when they ask that question. It's my game. Like, I'm playing at my pace. Why does it matter how much of the map I've cleared? Never understand that question. Is it like do some people like carry it as a badge of honor? Like,
You're not really playing the game unless you've cleared 75% of the map.
well, you've only cleared 2 zones. You're a fucking noob. Duh, I just started playing the game like 5 days ago or something. Okay. Was that 50? That was 50. We are ready for the next part of the main quest. Map completion is a big deal because that's how you work towards getting legendary gear? Huh. Interesting.
glory!
Speak to the local Hylic about sacrificial offerings. No, that was level 50. Alright, where's the Hylic village? Here, right there. You can see somewhere down in here is the I am level 50 scaled down to 32. Which is why the personal journey popped all of a sudden. Oh shit, speaking of which, I need to pay attention to the time. Oh, I've got time. It's only 7:40 in the morning. Gotta be conscious of school time to take my grandies to school. I forgot I've got stuff I could. Damn it.
Please, I need your help.
Okay. Okay. We are in a brand.
Looks like all of the merchants have returned. You got lucky. God is stirred up the pirates now.
But we're safe, right? You don't think they would attack the Haven?
Huh. Not if they want to live. They can have their pitiful swamp, but nobody messes with my...
Pardon, but a direct attack is suicide.
Stow that gutless whine, matey. We're pirates. We don't have to fight fair.
Have to go in that direction.
Surprise attack. I was wrong to doubt you, sir.
Get into position, nice and quiet. When I get the signal, show them mercy.
While we're here, it appears that there is some sort of an event going on. Defeat. I don't know how to get up there. The boss? He's up around the corner? There he is.
What?
Oh, did he just disappear? What the fuck?
Swift and steady. I want deeper wounds, harder hits. You want to?
Is he like randomly disappearing? I'm not sure how that's working.
Take what you want, lads and lasses.
I feel
Take
furious.
Take prisoners. You haven't seen
Someone find him!
¿Qué pasa? She's being a very naughty girl this morning. She just opened up the door again. I was trying to come in here and she's supposed to be getting ready for school. So it's just had to be like, hey, he's working. That's funny.
Victory!
I don't mind, but yeah, she's supposed to be getting ready for school. Oh, he stealths around? Okay. Hang on, there's a panorama. Can I get to the panorama? Probably. Maybe. I don't know how to get up there. Are they literally called vistas? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, just panoramic views, man. Panoramics, the vistas. I probably need to consume more coffee as well. Do 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 do.
I hope you didn't come for the beaches. There are only the
For the
cutthroats and
bitches.
carnivores.
I mean beaches.
Lion Scouts
Sure.
have been recruiting help to guard the roads along the Rampart Bluffs. If you ask me, we need to help the Derman Priory up at Broken Beacon. The treasures they've been finding attract all kinds of pirates, both living and dead.
Ooh, there's airships somewhere around here, it looks like. Up top, maybe.
practical guide to Hylek tribes says this one is friendly but insular. I suspect friendly means not hostile yet, so we'll need to win their trust.
Copy that. As long as I don't have to jerk off a frog, I'll be fine.
Please, my brother served with you for many years. Help me save him. Your brother fought for the right to be our champion. Why would you take that honor from him?
Speak with the distraught Hylek. Here, buddy.
Hi there, Hylek. I'm Siren from the Derman Priory. We heard you talking to that guard. Maybe we can help.
I don't know, but I do need help. My brother was our champion. He offered himself as a sacrifice to save our village. They say it is an honor, but the champions never return, and we just keep sending more. I want to rescue my brother before it's too late.
Maybe we can help each other. If you get us in to speak with your leaders, we'll come with you to save your brother.
I can do that. I'd do anything to have my brother back. Come this way. This way. If we want to save him, we'll have to hurry.
But what if I don't want to hurry? What if I want to dawdle and take my sweet ass time and smell the roses and huff some pollen?
Glory!
For the glory of all!
Stay away! That is where they take the sacrifices. Stay close.
We heal as one.
You're back here fucking around with a scale. Where did he run off to? Oh, he's just taking his sweet ass time. He probably ran back because of the pathing.
There's my brother. No! What have they done to him?
They've turned him into a murloc.
Wait! Don't go in there alone. Everyone's always telling me, don't go in there alone.
This thing is not my brother. My brother was a hero, a champion. The undead turned him into this. And it was the priests who sent him here. Unforgivable.
I'm sorry about your brother. But yes, each village champion becomes another undead soldier in the dragon's army. We want to stop this too.
Then we'll need to prove it. Take the head from this undead thing. When the priests and chiefs see it, they'll have to believe us.
Astonishing and gruesome.
So froglocks
But
become
effective.
Hylex, which
You
become
Hylek
Murlocs.
know how to make a point. Look away, Ichnew, and we'll do it.
Look away. We're about to have frog legs for dinner.
You crossed the line.
So delicious when they're crunchy.
Life is discovery.
We about to go to Gungan?
Now do you see? It's like I told you. Our champions are returning as undead.
I see. You may pass. Show that to the High Priestess right away.
I'm eager to see who the next champion will be. May the sun god smile on him. Or her.
Move. The chief wants me to improve my age. All life, all goodness comes from the sun. Without the sun.
We must speak to the High Priestess. We have proof that the champions are being killed and turned into undead.
I've seen your proof. But the High Priestess is not here. She's gone to prepare for the procession. She doesn't know Sabiti, and she's tired of hearing this from you. She'll say that head could be anybody's and dismiss you as a troublemaker.
We took it straight from the undead thing Sabiti had become. How else can we prove your sacrifices are actually making things worse? On second thought, never mind. Leave it to us. The Priory won't rest until we help Ichnew convince your leaders.
I don't have to pick. That's the best part of being a modern gamer, is that there's no such thing as playing only one game. The days of only playing one game were 25, 30 years ago. Today, you can play all the games you want because they're free to play, easy to jump into. You can play in micro sessions of 30 minutes or less and still make meaningful progress. So your question is pointless. I don't have to pick. Matter of fact, I'm actually playing right now. I'm playing Guild Wars 2, Elder Scrolls Online, Conan Exiles. All three of those games I am playing in between other projects, along with Witcher 3 and some other stuff. Like, you don't have to pick. Nor should you pick. Each game does something unique on its own, and they should all be explored for what they offer on their own. Let's confront the High Priestess. Ooh. Those are a significant upgrade. Oh. I think what I have is better. Relics, get rid of those. Okay. Conan Exiles is whatever you want it to be. You can adjust the difficulty. You can play it single player, offline. You can play it online with friends. There's official servers, host your own servers. It's whatever you want it to be. So in terms of like Conan Exiles, it literally is anything you want it to be. Thanks for the raid, Jay Oddity. Appreciate it. Welcome aboard, all the new folks. There is a 10-minute wait list, so hopefully you stick around. But if you don't, welcome aboard. I am always live on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and TikTok. Everything in between the streams happens on YouTube. This is the day job. We play a lot of games. Happy to see you all here. Currently exploring Guild Wars 2 for the first time. Thanks for being here. Thanks again for the raid. Appreciate it.
Power flow at 30%. Rerouting.
I'm never gonna use that. Like, I don't care about two-handed weapons.
Affirmative.
Here we go. Those are all done. Stash all that. Do all that. Okay. Oh, that's a good decision. 57 to 77. Probably I'm going to get the best bang for my buck. Upgrading the gloves.
Rare loot.
Okay. Oh, I did not know you could do that, Diskill. Thank you for that tip. You can right-click on a bag or box in the inventory and select Open All if you don't feel like... Jesus, that would have been so helpful like forever ago. Yeah, I didn't know you could do that. Consume all. Oh my god, that's a huge tip. I've had these like stacks of luck where it's been like 20 of them. It's like... And yes, that was a huge tip. Thanks for the Diskill. Diskilljoy. Thank you for that. That's a big tip. For sure. Oh my goodness. That's funny. Alright. We need to go where? Over here. Well, we've got a... waypoint over there we can unlock along the way. Oh, there's a hero point up in here. Let's go get sidetracked. Firing cannons is all about precision, timing, and patience. What do I have to do? Hit targets on the cliffside. Hit 3 and I'll be satisfied. Oh great. I'll have to do mouse and keyboard for this. What targets am I hitting?
Entering combat.
Hang on. Turn left. Oh, so you can't, you're not manually targeting. Can I tilt it up? Whoa, what's going on here? Hang on, how do I tilt it? Like, how did I tilt it up a second ago? Oh. The longer you hold it, okay, copy that. But also, how did it tilt? Oh, is it just tilting because I fired it? This is as confusing as fuck. Oh, that's really close. Hold the number 2, and you can target. How so though? It's not allowing me to target anything manually. Not sure what you meant by hold the number 2. Like, I'm not seeing anything that allows me to target manually. Yeah, holding number 2 just moves the bar, like that right there. Anyway, this is Struggle Bussy. I swear I'm hitting those. Jesus, that's way off. I'm about to say fuck this and move on to other things. We'll come back to that. I am not in the mood to do that right there. That was annoying. Not a fan of that. Let's go grab this teleport. It's one of those things where you just have to kind of suck it up when it's an old game like this, because there's no tutorial on like how to do the thing. They're just like, here's a cannon, good luck. Like there was no explanation that like holding the button fires it longer. Any of that stuff. Figure it out. For all the new people who just joined from the raid, we are playing Guild Wars 2 during the morning stream sessions. Morning stream sessions are at 5 a.m. Central every single day. You're about 3.5 hours into our morning stream. We usually stream for about 4 hours every single morning until I got to go take my grandniece to school with my wife, and then I come back in the early afternoon and do a second stream. We're currently playing Guild Wars 2 in the mornings as a new player, and then The Witcher 3 in the afternoons, with a little bit of Elder Scrolls Online, and we're going to be doing some Rogue Trader, courtesy of Owlcat Games, starting tomorrow. There's an announcement actually happening today, so you're going to want to stay tuned from that, from Owlcat Games. Stay tuned for more. So this afternoon, when I get back from the afternoon walk, we'll be doing some Witcher 3, and then tomorrow we're going to be doing some Rogue Trader in the afternoon. And then for the foreseeable future, we are doing Guild Wars 2 in the mornings. Why is it not talking to him? There we go.
You're just in time. The High Priestess's entourage is about to leave. They're bringing supplies to her cloister. So they lead us right to her. The hard part will be making sure they get there. The way's dangerous, full of pirates, predators, and the undead. We need to scout ahead and clear the way for the entourage. But if we get too close, they'll spot us and stop the procession.
So we have to keep them alive without making them nervous. A tall order, but nothing the Priory can't handle. Let's go.
The entourage will leave soon. Don't let them see us. If we get too close, they'll stop.
We are ready to begin the procession. Entourage, proceed.
Supposed to stay at a distance, I guess. I'm so happy for the rebreathers and stuff, so I don't have to worry about underwater breath crap.
That's far enough, froggies. Hand over the goods or we'll hurt you real bad.
That dialogue is so bad.
Don't be afraid.
We'll hurt you real bad.
On scout. Guards, to me.
Okay.
Hop on back to your swamp, frog face. Leave all that heavy merchandise to us.
We heal as one.
One more group. The holy mission of the frogs. The death sound almost sounded like they were being pleasured. You can right-click your salvage. Hold on, that's a huge one. Hold up, hold up. You can right-click and salvage all. Oh shit. Yeah, that's dope. Thank you very much. Another great tip.
Leave us alone. We don't need your help.
Wait, it says I still have to clear some more challenges? Oh, there's sharks.
These are shark-infested waters. We need to clear the path ahead of the procession.
Hello, adventure. We heal as one.
Any more? I'm keeping one ear to the door. Chris is having a moment with our grannies. I might have to step out and
That was interesting.
play grumpy old man. Allie said that earlier. I missed it. I'm sorry, Allie. Curse of all the stuff happening in the chat. Thank you, all the people offering free tips. I've covered my bases.
Undead? This close to the holy grounds? Blasphemy!
Undead? Here? We can kill them before they interrupt the procession.
Oh shit! I might have given. You know why? That hurt, whatever that was.
We heal as one.
out of the way. Oh, he charged into the edge of the cliff. Oh, is he in the ground? Okay, thankfully he's not bugged out.
What the? Who are you? What are you doing here? Leave us to our work.
Sorry. These frogs are kind of grumpy. Deposit all.
It wasn't easy, but we brought the supplies the High Priestess requested.
Very good. She's been expecting you. Come in.
Okay. Speak with the priestess.
New lands, new opportunities.
How did these outsiders gain access to our holy ground? Ignew, what are you doing here? And by the sun, is that Sabiti? The champion's head, and it's completely corrupted.
I am the law.
I don't know how you got in here, but you cannot stay. This is a holy place. Leave before I have you riddled with poison darts.
Not until we've had our say.
Yeah,
Those
the
you
deposit all
sacrifice to
thing
the
is a
sunless
huge one,
ones
Gray.
become sunless themselves.
You've seen our proof. Your
Ali says
guards
after
will
you hit
tell
level
that
80 and
this
start doing
undead
mastery
thing
levels, you'll unlock
was once
AoE
champion
looting.
Saviti's head.
Hell yeah.
You cannot deny it any longer. Tell the chief to stop the tournament. We must not send any more champions to join the ranks of the Sunless.
But may the sun forgive me. It's too late. The tournament began when my entourage left the village. It's already over by now.
Then we need to move quickly. The undead are massing for attack, and they won't wait forever. Gather your forces and meet us back at the village.
I look at these creatures and I think of my home in the grove. What would I be willing to do if something threatened it?
Power, precision, and ferocity. That sounds good to me.
Look at my talent grow.
Ooh, look at my talent grow, baby. Oh, I forgot the right click and unlock all thing. I forgot about that. My bad. All right. I'm probably going to, at level 80, when you pick whatever it is you're talking about as subclass, I'm probably gonna go Untamed. The Untamed share a primal bond of nature through their pet, juggling control of raw power back and forth. Your pet uses debilitating nature-based skills. Maybe. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. It's not going to be Druid because I don't want to heal. It's probably going to be Untamed. I'll have to do some more research, but that's the one that sounds, based off of the description, it sounds like the thing I'm going to be most interested in doing, since I prefer to keep this character as like a Beastmaster. You can combine field skills with finisher skills to create more powerful combos. I haven't paid attention to combos at all. Alright, there's actually a scout right over there.
The Order of Whispers is plotting to eliminate Pirate Admiral Tyda Covington. We positioned our own man, Captain Penzan, to take her place. Unfortunately, he's a loose cannon. We'll have to do most of the work. That means outwitting the likes of the crafty Corsairs, subverting the ruthless murdering captain of the Bloody Buccaneers, all while keeping Penzan and his crew sober.
Sober? That's no fun. Alright. That is gonna be... Well, you know what? I could let's go north swimming because I need to unlock that waypoint. Oh, Chris is yelling, "Hurry up!" to our grandniece. What time is it? I got a few more minutes. But if she's telling her hurry up, we're getting close to time to leave to go to school, so I need to go help out. This is the first underwater waypoint I've seen. Elite classes, Thief can become a Deadeye, which is a gunslinger. Elite classes drastically change your playstyle. Been a lot of fun stuff. Alright folks, I will be back this afternoon a little later than I normally start. We usually start around 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Today's going to be a little bit later because I have to... I think we're going for a walk out to our forest property this afternoon to take the grandniece on a little adventure because she's been asking. She was in here this morning wanting to know if we were going. She wants to take a walking stick and go see the monkeys that live in the trees. So we've been promising her for like 2 weeks, but it's been raining. It even rained last night, but we're going to try it today and see if it's not too muddy. So I will be back this afternoon, probably for some Witcher 3. I might change my mind and play some more Guild Wars 2. You never know. But it'll probably be mid-afternoon before I start my afternoon stream today. We'll be back for more Guild Wars 2 tomorrow morning. Thanks everybody for following along. And for all the new people, don't forget, we're always live on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and TikTok. Main stuff happens on YouTube. Game guides, reviews, discussions. We talked about Spider Noir last night with Nick Cage. This is the day job. I play a lot of games. I do a lot of shit. There's a Discord. There's a merch store. There's an Amazon store. There's also a Patreon if you want to follow along with the current science fiction short story I'm writing. First time I've written anything professionally in a couple of years. More stuff to come. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for being here. Don't forget all the socials. Peace!